Bonjour à tous, je suis Mauro et aujourd'hui nous voyagerons virtuellement à Normandie avec Ryan Shirley. Oh my god, this is gonna be so great. Il va être très cool. Okay, I'm sorry. My French still sucks. I need to practice more. So yeah, let's just check out this video. Top 10 places to visit in Normandy. This is gonna be amazing. I've always wanted to go there.
What's up guys, my name is Ryan and I recently returned from exploring France's region of Normandy and I want to share with you my favorite...
Wait, let me pull up the French subtitles. I guess it's not gonna be that great, but yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, let's go.
places. So here's the Normandy Top 10. Located in northern France, Normandy is one of the most famous regions.
Wait, what? It's huge, the region of Normandy.
Located in northern...
Is the region of Normandy the biggest of France? I definitely need to check out some videos about the geography of France. Definitely. I mean, it looks huge.
France, Normandy is one of the most famous regions in the country, home to incredible history and
wow,
scenery.
Look
From
at
the
that.
beaches of World War II to the wonders of Mont St. Michel, Normandy is one of France's most incredible places. Let's start this video off at Etretat. Located about a 3 hours drive from Paris, Etretat was the first place I explored in Normandy.
Oh my god, he just walks by not giving an actual fuck about anything. Look at that, look at that.
Located about a 3 hours drive from Paris, Etretat was...
Oh my god, I would be shitting myself walking up there. Oh my god, that's crazy. Look how beautiful this is. Wow.
It's the first place I explored in Normandy. The main reason I wanted to come here was to witness impressive sea cliffs. When we reached Etretat, we walked through the beautiful...
Oh! Wow! This is so cool! Wow!
Coastal town and reached the beach. It offered great
That's
views of the
amazing.
cliffs, and I couldn't believe how big they were. After, we decided to go on top of the cliffs. We walked along the beautiful boardwalk and made it to the top. My favorite feature of the cliffs are these sea arches. There are 3 of them, and I also like the pointed sea stack called the Aiguille d'Etretat. After a bit, sea fog started to roll in, and it gave the area such a different vibe. You can also hike above the cliffs on the eastern side of Etretat. There's a church up there, and the views are incredible. If you can, I recommend staying until sunset. The sun will hit the cliffs of Etretat perfectly, lighting them up with an orange glow. It's hard to match the scenery of this coastal town. Another nearby place is Fécamp. It's located just 20 minutes from Etretat, and it's this charming port town. One of my favorite features of Fécamp is its beach and lighthouse that sticks out pretty far in the ocean. I mean, such a beautiful town worth visiting, especially if you're already at Etretat. Afterwards, we're going to visit the charming town of Honfleur. Located about 50 minutes from Etretat, Honfleur looks like a town straight out of a Mary Poppins film. The highlight of Honfleur is its...
Bro, look at the houses! The architecture is unbelievable.
Old port. It's lined with these colorful townhouses that were built from the 16th to 18th centuries. I really enjoyed walking around the town. The port was so cool with the contrast of the ships against the beautiful townhouses. I loved when it got darker and Honfleur was lit up with its lights, giving it a magical vibe. If you're in Normandy, you gotta give this enchanting town a visit. Afterwards, we're going to head inland up the Seine River to visit Normandy's capital, Rouen. Back in the Middle Ages, Rouen was one of the largest and most prosperous cities in medieval Europe. The amount of history that's taken place here is endless. In 1431, Joan of Arc was burned here at the stake.
Oh, that's where I heard the town of Rouen from. Bro, that's so cool.
Which I thought was pretty wild. Today, it's an incredible city to walk through. One of my favorite features of Rouen is its clock. It was made all the way back in 1389, making it one of the oldest mechanisms in France. I mean, it's crazy to think that that clock has been ticking for over 600 years. Another cool place located up the Seine River from Rouen is Les Andelys. It's this little commune built right on the river. My favorite feature of the area is the Chateau Gallard. It's this hilltop castle that was built in the 12th century and offers an incredible view of the area. Afterwards, we're going to head over to Normandy's...
It's really well preserved. Wow.
12th century and offers an incredible view of the area. Afterwards, we're going to head over to Normandy.
I mean, of course, that's the reason I wanted to visit Normandy. I didn't know there was so much more to it. That's so beautiful, this region.
Beaches. During World War II, the
Omaha
Nazis were in
Beach.
control of Europe's western coast, stretching from Spain's border all the way up to Norway, and this was called the Atlantic Wall. On June 6, 1944, the Allied forces landed on Normandy's beaches to break through the Nazis' Atlantic Wall. It is the largest seaborne invasion in history and led to the liberation of France and Europe. There was 5 beaches that the Allies invaded on June 6. One of the most famous is Omaha Beach. It's an 8-kilometer section of coast, and it was the most heavily defended beach and resulted in the most casualties. Today, the beach is a beautiful and serene place. I mean, it's crazy to imagine what happened here nearly 80 years ago. There's this monument and metal sculpture called Les Braves that's built on the beach. While I was there, the ocean was up to the sculpture, but during low tide, you can walk pretty far out on the beach. Afterwards, we're going to visit the Normandy American Cemetery. It's located on the hills above Omaha Beach, and it's a really solemn and sacred place. It was dedicated in 1956 to honor the American troops who died in Europe during World War II.
That's amazing.
There are 9,388 white marble graves, and each one had their name, military rank, and when they passed away. It was just crazy to see how perfectly placed each grave was in every direction. It was humbling to walk around these sacred grounds and reflect on the sacrifice and bravery of these American heroes. I also visited the nearby Le Camp German War Cemetery, and it was a fascinating place, definitely worth experiencing. Afterwards, we're going to visit Pont du Hoc. Located about 15 minutes from Omaha Beach, Pont du Hoc was a strategic promontory for the Nazis. It's situated on a cliff 35 meters high, and it was heavily fortified with bunkers and artillery. Before D-Day, it was attacked by the US and Royal Air Forces, and today you can see the numerous craters left behind. On June 6, it was attacked and captured by the Allies. The troops had to use these 30-meter rope ladders to scale the sea cliffs. It was really interesting to walk around Pont du Hoc and see all the craters. It was also really fascinating to walk inside the bunkers as well, and to think that there were soldiers in here almost 80 years ago. Afterwards, we're going to head over to Arromanches-les-Bains. It's located in the Gold Beach landing zone, which was another D-Day beach. Now, Arromanches is where one of the 2 mulberry harbors were constructed. They were these artificial harbors used to rapidly offload cargo from the boats. Now, the harbor was in operation for 10 months after the D-Day landings. Today, remains of the mulberry are still on the beach, and you can walk out to them during low tide. And it's just fascinating all the events that took place here during World War II. Afterwards, we're going to visit Utah Beach. Now, this is the westernmost of the D-Day beaches, and it was invaded by US soldiers with the objective to secure the beachhead on the Katahdin Peninsula. I really enjoyed this area and beach. I loved how there wasn't much on the coast besides grass, sand, and a few remaining bunkers. There was also a good amount of people being pulled around by horses in these little carriages, which I thought was pretty cool. In the distance, I also saw a sunken ship from World War II that was pretty fascinating. I really enjoyed walking along the beach and exploring some of the bunkers. There was also a nice memorial and museum on the eastern side of the beach.
How long would you say it takes to visit all the most notable places in Normandy? I mean, by visiting all the beaches, the bunkers, then the internal cities like Rouen, like the major attractions of Normandy. How many days would you say it takes? Because I definitely want to go there.
We're visiting
and see everything.
Afterwards, we're going to visit the nearby Gatineau Lighthouse. Located about 45 minutes from Utah Beach, the Gatineau Lighthouse is an architectural wonder with a height of...
And I'm sorry if I'm stopping too much. What is the best way of moving around? Should I rent a car or just go with a bus or a train? Let me know.
75 meters. It's the 3rd tallest traditional lighthouse in the world. It was built in 1834, and at the time of its completion, it was the tallest lighthouse on Earth. I came here after it was closed.
Oh, no.
When it's open, you can pay a few euros and walk the 365 stairs to the top of the lighthouse to get incredible views.
365. Oh my god. I will be exhausted when I reach the top
Of the area.
But it will be worth
we're going
it
to visit
for sure.
one of my favorite places in Normandy, Plage de Calgran. Located on the western tip of the Katahdin Peninsula, I was amazed by the beauty of this place. The beach has these really nice cobblestone rocks, but when the tide goes out, there's some really nice sand to walk on and also some fascinating rock formations. We walked over to this overlook and the views were amazing. I mean, I couldn't believe the sea cliffs there. They were so high and it looked incredible with all the colors. After we had a great time enjoying the beach and waiting for the sunset. I mean, there's no greater feeling than running free by the ocean. Also in the area is the sea village of Goury. It's located just north of the beach, and there's this lighthouse very similar to the Gatineau one, except that this lighthouse is isolated on a small rock island. Now for our final destination, we're going to visit Mont St. Michel. I have to say this is my favorite place in Normandy and France. This place is truly magical. Now, to get to Mont St. Michel, you can't drive directly to the tidal island. Instead, you can park in the lots outside and either take a shuttle or walk about 4 kilometers to Mont St. Michel. I definitely recommend walking if you can. As you approach the island, it's quite the experience. It made me think how people...
I mean, 4 kilometers isn't that much. Come on. I mean, it looks like it's all, yeah. It's not even hilly, the whole walk. Come on. I mean, 4 kilometers, you're gonna do them like in 40 minutes, I guess. Of course, you should walk.
recommend walking if you can. As you approach the island, it's quite the experience. It made me think how people must have felt throughout the ages as they came here. When you reach the island and walk through the gate,
What was this build? I think I need to do a reaction to learn more about it.
you feel like you're taking a
For
stroll
sure.
into a Harry Potter movie. I felt like
What?
I was walking down Diagon Alley. Now, the crowning feature of Mont St. Michel is its
Damn.
abbey. Its construction began in the 10th century and was added
Wow.
onto throughout the ages. We took a tour of the abbey and it was one of the
That's
coolest
so
buildings
cool.
I've ever experienced. I mean, I felt like I was walking through a real-life Hogwarts. It costs about 11 euros a person, and it can take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to walk through the whole abbey. There's several lookout points that give you incredible views and vantage points of Mont St. Michel's Bay. After we went
That's
back inside the
crazy.
abbey, and I couldn't believe how beautiful it was. I mean, everything was so grand and huge. There's like all these like stone arches. The architecture here is just mind-boggling. After exploring the abbey, I enjoyed walking above the city walls, giving us a new perspective of Mont St. Michel's main street. Now afterwards, the sun began to set and the tide started to come in. I was amazed by how fast the water levels were rising. I understand now why it was so dangerous for the medieval pilgrims to walk to the island. On our way back, we met up with some sheep in the fields, and it truly was a special experience and one of my favorite memories from my time in Normandy. Well, that is it for my Normandy top 10. It's one of my favorite regions in France, and I
Mount Saint Michel is definitely something that you have to visit at least once in your lifetime, isn't it?
hope you all can
That
give it a
was
visit. I got a new
crazy.
exciting video of France posting soon, so stay tuned for that. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at shirley.films. It's Ryan, and we will see you later.
There's a link in the description if you want to check out the original video without my commentary. And shout out to Ryan for uploading this amazing video showing us the beauty of Normandy. Oh my god. Il était très beau. Oh my god. I definitely want to visit Normandy. Soon. Anytime soon. I want to visit more of France. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed my content, and I will see you in my next one.